Hey guys, Brian delivers you the goods here. I'm returning to you for a album review this morning, and it's finally for the Myles Kennedy album review you guys have been waiting uh, for his new album, The Ides of March, that I just got done listening to just this morning. I just got done listening to it just now, so I was listening to like 50 minutes of this album, and I got some things to say about it, but I'm gonna discuss what I listened to for this album and let you know my thoughts on it. So let's dive into this review. Now, I do want to say that this is an average album. It's not my favorite one from Myles Kennedy. I haven't heard this is his second sophomore album, or his sophomore album to his solo work or whatever. But still, I don't think it's that impressive. I don't know. I liked In Stride. I'm glad I only heard one of the singles because when I heard Ides of March, the title track, I was liking it, but then another part of me was not liking it so much. Like, it was very blues rock. I don't hate blues rock, it's just the way that it depends on how it executes. And this song didn't execute very well. Uh, in my opinion, I just found Myles Kennedy to struggle in that song with how it was being produced and all that. It wasn't produced right or created right or whatever. Uh, it had some missteps. The Ides of March title track. I mean to say, 1,000 Words is another underwhelming song. It just uh didn't. It was very underperformed, and just how Myles Kennedy is singing. I can say this: the guitar work and drum work in this album is not too bad. It just depends on which song. In Stride really blew me away because I was really hyped for this album because of that single, and I'm glad I only heard one single out of the other three that came out way before this album dropped. Get Along is a very good single, so I'll give that one props. I really liked it. Love Rain Down was very good too, so there were three singles I liked from off this album. But Ides of March, nah, I wasn't that crazy about the 7.5 minute song. Um, Tell It Like It is not a bad one, and Moonshot I really enjoyed. It's just the last three songs really were very lazy and kind of made the album feel made the listener feel like, oh, I'm getting bored with this kind of stuff, this kind of music. But I think the ending to Worried Mind actually ends very well. It just, through the beginning of the song, going into almost the second half of the song, definitely gets very lazy and very blues rock kind of stuff and country rock kind of stuff. But Sifting Through the Fire is another one that I wasn't that crazy about, and Wanderlust Begins is a little eh. But uh yeah, Wake Me When It's Over is another good song that I enjoyed. So that was pretty good. I think the first half did alright. The second half is where the album starts to die down a bit and just doesn't do that good. I don't hate this album, I just think it's average. It could have been a lot better. But I guess this is what we're getting. So I don't hate Myles Kennedy. He's got a very good voice. It's just for this second solo album he did, it didn't do so well. I don't know. I wasn't feeling for it that much. I was like bored out of my mind with the last few songs. Uh, and I was just very, very unenthusiastic with how I was feeling about the last few songs. Not that I'm hating him as a musician or anything, I'm just pointing out my honest opinion and giving you guys an honest review so you guys understand where I'm coming from my point of view for this album that I'm reviewing. But overall, I think Myles Kennedy's The Ides of March was an average album. It's not terrible, it's just maybe it'll grow on me, but for right now, I don't know if it's going to grow on me because I found some of these tracks to be very underperformed. Uh, Not by the instrumentals, just by how Myles Kennedy is singing some parts in the song or each song or whatever. Like my least favorites have got to be 1,000 Words, The Ides of March, Wanderlust Begins, Sifting Through the Fire, and Worried Mind. And the other seven, or actually six, to be honest, were pretty good. So, yeah, for a score, I'm going to give Myles Kennedy's The Ides of March a 7.5 out of 10. This was an average album. Not my favorite one I'm going to remember, but it's something to keep us entertained until his next album cycle. And I think Alter Bridge is going to be coming back with another album next year or something like that. I hope they do, because Walk the Sky was very good. Uh, I really enjoyed Walk the Sky, so I'll give him praise for that one, because that album was amazing. And I really enjoyed the songs and how they were performing, and it was very hard rock kind of stuff, so it was really good. Comment below. Let me know what you guys thought of the Myles Kennedy's sophomore album, The Ides of March. I'm saying it wrong. I almost said eyes. uh, Please forgive me on that. If you enjoyed uh, this album, just let me know your honest opinion about what you thought of this album. And if you like this album review that I made for you guys, keep in mind it's just my opinion. You don't have to agree with me on it. It's just how I felt when I was listening to this record. And I did download it this morning, so I found it on a certain website, so I'm finally glad I found it. Because it's been out since midnight, but it wasn't showing up on anywhere to download it for. So I had to wait till today to download it. Or this morning, of course. But yeah, like I said, if you did like this album review, comment below and let me know your thoughts on it. Tap like on this video if you liked it. Subscribe to my channel if you can to support the channel. I will be returning to you for I think I'm going to be doing some track reviews tomorrow. Or I'll try to do one track review for the Veer Unions, one of their singles, because this guy Cornzen wants me to review it. So thank you, Cornzen, for giving me some request reviews to do. I'll get to it in time. It's gonna gradually take time to do it. So it's a process, I guess you could say. So it may take a total of a week or two to get it all done. Uh, but I want to get it done this month, and then move on to a different band to review their marathon studio album reviews for a different band. But I hope you did enjoy this Myles Kennedy album review for the Ides of March. And if you did actually like it, that's awesome. Because, yeah, everyone's entitled to their own opinion on what they think of an album or whatever as they think of an opinion or whatever. But yeah, I just felt this album was very underperformed and could have been a lot better. But definitely stay safe. Take care. Hope you enjoyed this album review I made for you guys a little early this morning. And I'll see you in my next review.